sorry,
late.
late. Like, oh,
Good
it's so
times.
late. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I just put it out on Facebook about 20 minutes ago. Like I said, so anyway, for those of you, and now it's official, I can actually say this with some certainty. Today was my last day on my immigration show in terms of on air. My contract's up in a week. I can't say all the juicy details on air, but the final episode literally just went up about an hour ago, and I'm catching up with my sister about it. Just letting her know. Now she knows some of the other really juicy parts, but that's neither
Yeah.
here nor there, because she is my sister, and I'm going to tell her. But
Or I'll beat him out of him, one of the two.
yeah, I'll just beat it out of him. I'll just beat it out of him. Just smack. No, it's one of those. Like I said, for like the last few weeks, it's been kind of bittersweet. I'm proud of what I did. Like I'm really proud of what I did. I actually the episode that just aired is my favorite one of the whole of all of them I've done. It's a nice little goodbye to the old show because the show's evolving into something else, and that's wonderful. And I wish them nothing but the best. But this was kind of like the love letter to like the finale, and I really enjoyed it. The last scene is me and my co-host. We did a little thing when we filmed yesterday. She ended up her camera went like kind of glitchy, so she ended up taking her glasses and putting it on the camera. It's literally like the last scene on
That's
in this
fun.
whole. Yeah, that's it was because that was our relationship on air. Like it was. I learned a lot. Like I learned a lot about working with somebody in that kind of like creative capacity, and I'm grateful for that experience because it'll help me with whatever is next for me, I think. But it's yeah, like right this minute, it's a little bittersweet. Now tomorrow, the day after, the week after, not so much, I don't think. But I think like right in this minute, it's just like I did something really cool and now I have to leave, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it can be whatever it is in a week or two. It doesn't, you don't have to plan. Like, I mean, if it's
Yeah.
bittersweet in a week or two, that's fine too. It's not a
Yep.
big deal.
Yeah.
You're
But yeah,
allowed to
so
like something and miss it.
I'll miss it a bit. Like I'll miss the people I worked with for sure. And
Hmm.
it was cool because I got to actually I got actually to take a vision. Hey, Wayne the Great Bigfoot, welcome to the show. We will get to drawing in a little bit. This is a drink and draw. Also, on a little personal note, Rachel, I figured you'd like this. Your episode 747 on airplane, little joke inside of
Yay!
it. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I like
It's
it.
like, yeah, it's an airplane joke on top of it. It's like,
Not
oh,
one that I've ever flown on, but that means I have to come back on 787, 767. Those are two planes I have flown on, and I missed 737, so that's all right.
hello, Mr. I am the Great Bigfoot. This is my sister Rae. She's a super talented artist, photographer extraordinaire, and I have a very big mouth. This is hence why I do this show. So that's nice to meet you. So, but no, I just like I said with doing a show and with yeah, it's a cool experience. Like I'll talk about it next week in my. I started up my newsletter again. It's the laziest.
I saw that you were going to. That's fun.
Yeah, no, it is the laziest newsletter in the world. I literally
Well,
designed it. I designed it to be, for the most part, 500 words or less. I
can
just
one
want
week you just
something.
send a picture of a stick person just like high fiving everyone, and then that's it?
You're giving. I do a daily sketch inside the newsletter too, so I
No,
might
but
just
I
do.
just that's it. That's all they get is just like a high five to the face.
Okay, high five to the face. Ugh!
Yeah,
Isn't that
that's
like a
all.
palm strike? Like just wham! Like you just hit like
No, it's a high five to the face. It's different. I don't know how
how?
it's different. It's different.
It's like wait a second. It's like yeah, yeah. No, I don't. I'm not sure how that could be different, sis. I just yeah.
Because
You
I
just
said
want
so.
to pump. Oh, you just remind me of this really terrible Saturday Night Live skit where a guy would just introduce himself by punching people randomly in the face,
Sounds
right?
like a good thing to do.
Yeah, that's how you introduce yourself. Boom, punch in the face, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those situations where it was so now you're just palm striking. You're actually meaner. Palm strikes hurt more than punches. They can anyway. Hardest
I've
part of the
never had or done either.
Okay, okay. She says that now. Secretly, I
No,
probably just randomly doing no.
no,
So
never.
never. So how is I guess I should ask the monthly. How is school going?
I'm dying. Oh, you're very sweet. Stop it, Wayne. Um,
Yeah.
no, why did you do that? Ah,
You just made her
uh,
blush on the air. That's
yeah,
awesome,
I
Wayne.
know.
Rachel's very pretty. That's why I'm not too nice to her because I have made her blush and it's really it's
Uh,
fun, but it's just also like yeah.
I'm dying. I am legit dying right now. So for most of school, so for those that don't know, I'm a flight attendant as well. Love my job, but want to also like do something a little bit more with my creative side. And for most of school, I have a week vacation that helps balance out flying and school a little bit, keeps my sanity. For February and March, I did not have said vacation weeks. And this month or this term has been ridiculously difficult because of it. I've done multiple all-nighters to finish projects, and I'm on 5 hours sleep in 48 hours right now. So, yeah. Oh, well, thank
Uh,
you.
the, see,
Okay.
see,
No, why? Okay, cool. Thank you.
because I would, and also right.
Um,
No, no, it sounds like yeah.
It's
There's
good.
always
Like, there's no complaints. I love what I do. I knew that there would be hard times. Like, I knew that it would be a challenge for sure. Like, I don't regret it. I'm not backing down. I'm not dropping out or anything crazy like that. Term two is done in what day is it today? 15 days. So I have 15 days to finish everything up. No pressure. But and it'll get done. It'll just be like anyone that's my friend that was my friend before school, that's still my friend after school, like legit friend. I will appreciate them more than anything in the world because I've not been able to keep up my side of friendships at all. Not like I would like to, anyways. And that's the thing that's really hurting right now, I think. So that
yeah.
kind of sucks and that hurts my heart. I'm not gonna lie, but everyone is super supportive. I actually got a super. Do you remember my friend Victoria?
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Yeah, so she so sweet. She sent me a card that she made and like with so many like really kind encouraging words, a really cool pair of socks that I'm wearing right now, and two stickers that I put. Victoria, if you ever watch this, I put them on my work mug, one of my work mugs. I always carry a mug with me to work. I have two that I bring alternating. One of my like favorite people on the planet bought it for me. Like we've been like friends ever since I was in grade 8, and so she would have been in grade 6. And she said on the mug she bought it for me. I never would. I'm studying graphic design, Wayne, at the Toronto Film School. Um, the mug says, "You're the sister I got to choose," which was really sweet. And
Aw.
so I bring her with me flying when I go. But now I have this one from Victoria too that has like a plant sticker, obviously, and then one that says "Life is sweet." Everyone like, especially like, so Oma called me. Um, I don't know, it was last week, I think. Whenever the one that we last did aired, or like she found it somehow magically last week or the week before.
Yep.
Um, and she was like, "Yeah, I went to go listen to Pookie." Haha, that's his nickname from our Oma.
That's
Um,
right.
and
That's right.
and she's like, "And I heard your voice." And then she's like, "You really like plants?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I counted. I currently have like 30 in my house right now. Yeah,
Okay.
30 something. It's not 30 even.
No,
It's
no, no,
30
no.
something.
I get it. You just nearly spat tape because I just totally can visualize it in your house right now, because
It's crazy.
yeah, no, it's okay. Listen, I understand. I like truthfully, I actually I enjoy plants. I enjoy plants myself. Like it's weird because even though I'm in a weird another kind of state of flux right this minute, I know like by the time May rolls around, I'm going to be again one of those weird cosmic karmic God's gonna take care of me kind of moments where it's just like I'm going to be in a place that's good for me, I think.
Mhm.
And when I am, it's like I'm probably going to be doing some of the same things again. I actually miss plants. I might even dare I say get a pet. It's something I've because I
Like a
don't.
goldfish, right? Something that if you
No, no,
kill
no,
it,
no,
it
no,
won't be
no,
that
no, no, no,
sad.
no. There's a little in that's a little inside joke. So for everybody listening or watching this show, so my sister has the distinction of hosting one of my shows and getting me to sound like a goldfish
We were
on the
playing a game.
yeah.
You picked it.
I trusted her, and I never seen a bunch of other authors just laugh at just the prospect of like goldfish. It's like I pulled it out at it's like, what am I supposed to do? Because I remember when I pulled it out of
I
that.
just would have been like glub glub glub. Like what else?
Yeah, I know,
Or
but it
like,
was
hi, my name is Sam.
yeah.
We
See,
don't know that they can't talk. Maybe their voice boxes are so tiny that only if you were in the water with them you could hear them. They might know English.
my I
Judger.
I get the feeling they probably swear in like some like very very strong language, like maybe a German or an Arabic or like
I love
maybe
that
swear.
everyone always goes to German. Everyone that I know that speaks German is very like super chill and just
Oh
like
yeah, no,
very like
absolutely, no, absolutely, no. Actually, Germans are some of the nicest people in the world.
I know, like
Uh,
I would pick more like Italian or Maltese. Like we're really fucking loud.
no. Again, that's why I went Arabic because so
Oh, there we
little
go.
knows.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
I
so
stopped at German.
here's the thing. Speaking of grandmothers, our other grandmother's Maltese. I found out through a couple of these podcast interviews that some of her swearing translates into several different languages.
Oh,
So
that's fun. So what is
yeah,
she saying in those languages?
no, it's the same thing. It means the exact same thing in their
Okay.
languages. Like for example,
That's
so
disappointing. I was hoping that she'd be like yelling like, "I love pasta!" Like,
no. I was that I'm sure there's some of that somewhere in like Maltese and Italian aren't exactly the same, but I found out thanks to friends in Israel, friends in the Middle East, friends in so so I know when my grandmother swears. So when I actually do the
she swears
yeah
every time she speaks Maltese. I don't know anything Maltese, and when I'm at her house,
yeah I
she'll
know.
say something under her breath, and I'll be like, "Ah, you kissed your mother with that mouth, hey?" And then she just smiles at me. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not dumb. I know you were swearing. I don't know what you said. I know it was terrible, but
Oh no. So after if you're there long enough, if you're there long enough, some of it actually you'll get what some of it actually is. Some of it, not all of it. There are some swear words I will never know the meaning of. I know they're horrid because I know what some of the other ones are. Right. And
mm-hmm.
so again, when you break in and you're trying to learn another language, the very first thing I go to learn is the swear words. So if I deal with an Arabic culture, is I go, hey, does this swear phrase mean the same thing in your language as it does in
Did you
Maltese?
say that on air?
Yeah.
Oh, some people's children.
Because it's how you learn, right? So you go out there and you kind of like speak and go, hey, listen, just curious, does this da 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 mean what I think it does in your language? It's sometimes like I remember this Israeli author Joe. It's like, oh, that's bad. That is really. It's like, yeah, I know how bad that is. I was just curious if it was the same thing. And it's like, oh yeah, it's bad. So I know that it's also swearing in Israeli, it's swearing in Iraqi, it's swearing. There's a few
Yeah,
other ones.
but I was I don't know how accurate this is, but I was told that the Maltese language is a combination of like Italian and some of the Middle East because I mean they're all right there, right? So like
Well,
and Malta is that like little hub.
so Malta has also as a unique history. Is it's also been conquered by virtually everybody.
No, but that's what I mean. Like it's right there
Yeah.
and everyone you're going from one continent to the other, you're going to stop
Yeah,
off in Malta for a little bit
yeah.
of a break.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of there is a touch of French in it. Mostly it's a combination of Italian and Arabic.
No, I
It
meant the
is
language, not the actual people, but the language is a
no,
combination of
no.
Italian and Arabic.
It's mostly Italian and Arabic. And like I said, but in terms of our like it's we have a little bit of everybody in us, but yeah, primarily it's Italian, Arabic. There might be I think there's another little bit of another language in there too, but it's not very much. It's just like a tiny bit. But yeah, it's no like that. We are a mixture of both of those things. So
Yeah.
um,
Aunt Jen did a family background check on us though, and we are on that side, we are pure Maltese, except there's one Sicilian thrown in the mix at some point. I can't remember where.
Yeah. Okay. So
Hmm.
yeah. So now we have the pure Maltese, and when we have the German background, so we're Viking Maltese people.
Yeah, das ist ja.
Yeah.
Viking. Did you say Viking?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Vikings. That's the Germanic area.
Vikings are like, aren't they like north? I don't think Germans. I'm gonna Google this. I don't believe you.
No, you can
I
go.
don't think Germans had Vikings. They had war like fighters and stuff. I don't think they were called Vikings. That is not specific to Germany.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't shock. Not just. It's not specific to Germany. No, but I think Germans had the
Yeah,
right.
they're Norse. They
Yeah.
did not come from Germany. Rather, its northern European neighbors in Scandinavia, Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. Vikings
Okay.
did
So
settle
the
within the
Vikings. Okay.
border of modern day northern Germany, which we are not from northern Germany,
No.
with Hedeby and yeah, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not Viking. We're not Viking. We're not there are like crazy like fights and people from Germany for sure, but not Vikings.
Yeah, okay. No, we're not that.
I
We're
don't
not
want you
that.
to spread lies to your public.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
We are not part Viking.
We're
Not that
not part
cool.
Viking. Okay. But yeah, just so it's like it's just one of those really weird like background things, and just like okay, so that's like we're half and half, and then
Kind of, actually. Opa, even though German descent, Scherzer is definitely German. He was born and raised in Romania, and I'm pretty sure his mom was Romanian and his dad was German. Because
yeah,
Romania before the war, and maybe after, I don't know, like this is where only got independence. Yes.
yes,
But we are still very much considered Maltese. They were definitely their own people at the time.
yeah.
Um,
It's
but
much like Canada is their own people technically now. Like we're our own people. We still have
No,
some.
but like Malta, Nana has a Britain passport. She
Oh, I
never
know she
had a
is.
Maltese passport.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
because
I
they
know.
were British back then. Otherwise, they would not have lasted the war probably. But anyways, Opa was born and raised in Romania with a German dad and a Romanian mom, I believe, if I'm remembering
Mhm.
correctly. Oma, when you listen to this, you can correct me. During the war, what I learned at his funeral was the war was literally going over his farmland. So they had to wake up in the middle of the night, let all the farm animals go to give them a fair chance to life, book it to Germany. They moved, I'm pretty sure, like they went right away to Schweinfurt, which is where Oprah's sister regrettably passed away a couple of years ago, I think it has been now. But like her family is still there, her kids are still there. And then Oma was born and raised like in East Germany.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
it, yeah, like, and Omen Opa's history is very interesting. What I do know of
Mhm.
it, right?
Oh
Because
yeah, I
that,
mean it's crazy. The fact that
yeah,
like we have a grandmother that lived in Eastern Germany and
yep,
left Germany just before the wall went up, but she could have still like gone to jail for 25 years had she been caught. I
no, no,
think, in
she
all
escaped.
honesty, the reason why she didn't get caught is because she was so young and she was a girl and they just let her go.
Yeah, and they also just
Or
realized
she
that
just, yeah, was
they knew
super
they knew it.
lucky.
That people are merciful too, and they realize like what's like the wall was not a great thing. I understand why it was put up, but it wasn't a great thing, and a lot of people
Well,
went
the
through.
wall wasn't up when she left, though.
No, no, no. But they knew it was coming. Like it's like one of those things. Like like when you're putting up, you're kind of like it's creating like a different environment. And she got out before it got to a point where if it was going to be nasty, violent, or whatever that was, she was able to get out. And yeah, and I think Oprah played a part in that a little bit, but I'm not entirely
Well,
sure on that.
yeah, no, like they were writing letters back and forth. The reason why she left was so she could come to Canada to marry Opa.
Yeah.
But like when she came here, she knew no English. She knew absolutely no one. She didn't even know Opa. Like they never met in person until she got off that aircraft.
Mm-hmm. No worries, Wayne. Nice to
Yeah,
see
thanks for
you.
visiting and thanks for the questions. That was super
Yeah.
fun. And the
Yes.
compliments. That was very kind of you.
Yes, the compliments have turned her red twice on the air, which is always fun.
Okay,
Now,
cool. Cool,
almost
cool.
three times now, right? So it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. No, no, and it's funny, and Nana, like during World War II, would wake up to bombs. Like she'd tell me stories, like for the first
No, she
three,
lived
four.
in a cave for a while.
yeah, for quite a while. Like it was most of
Yeah.
her early childhood. She woke up to the sound of bombs every day because Malta was heavily contested throughout World War II. All right,
Mm-hmm.
Germany, Britain, like it was always a battleground, no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
until finally the war was over. And when the war was over, she got to go out and yeah. And it's funny because I interviewed somebody from, oh man, I want to say Serbian, could be wrong. No, it's not Serbian. Her song was Serbian. Oh, it's one of the Scandinavian, the former Czech Republic countries. I can't remember which
Okay.
one it is. So she had a similar experience. Like when she was young, the whole place was getting bombed. It was interesting because
Mm-hmm.
it was like I could see some of the same. Not none of there is a part of her that is still in that cave. Again, something like that
Well, it's
terrible.
trauma. Unless you
Yeah, yeah,
like
no, no, it's
actually
something that
deal with
terrible. You never,
trauma, it stays with you forever. You can
yeah,
deal with it. Trauma is healable. I mean, it takes a lot of fucking work, but it is healable.
yep.
But
But
healable is the word, by the way.
healable is
Um,
right. Okay.
mhm,
No, I'll go with it. I'll just go with it. No,
mhm.
I say
You were
that like
going to, and I called myself out on it. But
yeah. No, whatever. It's all good. I'm not.
well, I mean, even when the pandemic first happened, I was talking to Nana on the phone, and she went to the grocery store and she was going to buy tomato paste. I think it was tomato something. And she was like, I had a limit of how much I was allowed to buy, and it brought me right back to the war. And I'm like, I'm really sorry. Like, that sucks. Like, that just,
Yeah, yeah.
because your brain doesn't know time, right? So it, in some aspects, can think that she's still living in those moments.
Well, it's also just there's a point. Sometimes like there are things that happen during the pandemic that I was reminded of things I've already experienced. It's not necessarily some of these things. Some things were completely new to me, but some of the things that were said, and some of the things that were done, reminded me of some of the stories she told me, but also just some of my own experience. I think there's a natural progression of when you look at the events. Sometimes in the moment you don't see it, but if you take
Mm-hmm.
a step back, all right, if you take a step back, sometimes you can see that this is something that's kind of happened before. And there have been moments in my life, especially now that I'm older slash wiser, whatever, that I have walked into a
Why is it
situation.
questionable? But that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. But I have walked into a situation and I've experienced it before. I think as you get older, that becomes a much more, but something like that in particular would be exceptionally hard because it's almost like I went through all this and now I'm back here again. All right. And
Yeah,
that would be hard, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, I don't want to, I personally don't want to put like a why it was hard for her in her, like, or
Yeah, no.
suspect. I didn't ask her. I don't know. But um, my heart sank a lot in that moment just to hear the sadness in her voice. That's all.
Oh yeah. It's no, like this was not like in the years to come when we all are a little bit more out of this because I don't think we're going to go back exactly to where we were before at this point with the pandemic. We might have stuff still, but I think we're going to be more heading back towards a normal of some kind.
Yeah,
But
I'm
there's
pretty sure. I'm confident this year is going to be a good year for all of us.
no, I am too. Like I kind of feel like no, like I kind of feel things are going to kind of set up into another situation. I don't think we're going to be out of it fully, but I do think we're going to be better off. Like we're going to be in a much better place than we were in the last 2 years for sure.
Hmm.
Um, I do feel that way. I just like I said, just one of those situations where I realize like in a couple of years we're going to look back at some of these things and some of this is going to be like I was talking to someone yesterday, like my guest, and we're talking about like the fear of death. Like that first time you go out to a show and you're going to shake someone's hand, and that like moment of oh my god, what if is still going to kind of creep into people's minds for
Of
the next
course. Yeah.
weeks and months to come, and
Hmm.
those things are going to take some time to walk away, and some people will never be the same again. It's just it is the way it is. I don't expect I do expect the vast majority of people to move on, but I also know that like again everybody's experience in this time was different. So
Yeah.
it was for some people it was exceptionally hard on a lot of levels. Some people lost people, some people we all went through our own trials, I think, in this time about who we are and who we're not. And I think it's going to take a while for us all to kind of come to terms with some of those things internally. not what the world says is going to be right or wrong, but just our own perspectives on it, and just like what did I learn? What did I take from this? What do I keep with me? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's like any life experience that you go through, right? Like, I don't know that we all give ourselves the proper time to decompress and to like really like dig into what any experience really did to us, right? Like, I mean, I could do that about school, I could do that about my shift at work last week. Like, something as big as the pandemic for sure might have more lessons and deeper lessons. And, um, but I mean, yeah, I don't know that. I'm hoping that, like, you know, a lot of people give themselves that time. I feel like it's super beneficial.
Yeah, I hope so. Like that's my
Yeah.
hope. I like I said, the only thing I really had going for me is that it wasn't my first apocalypse. It was just the first world apocalypse, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So I had a little bit less. It traumatized me differently. I wasn't afraid of the virus, but there were other things that I kind of had to adjust to, and it just hit on a
Mhm.
different level with me. Um, but yeah, so actually, I gotta ask this because okay, folks, for those of us, I'm just gonna say this. I did not get to hang out with my sister very much during our childhood as much as I would have wanted to for reasons. So I remember very vaguely. Did you used to like playing in the rain?
Uh, as a kid, I have always been attracted to water. Like, I don't know what you remember. So Josh and I, for whatever, all the people out there, I was 6 and he was 8 when we stopped living together. And then we weren't a part of each other's lives for a good solid 5 years after that. So we were quite little when we did live together. I don't know how much you remember, but like I remember if mom needed a break from me, she literally would just fill the bath with bath water and throw me in there. Don't do this at home, kids, because I'm pretty sure I wasn't always supervised. Um, but literally,
Yes.
like, I would not leave the bathtub until my whole body was like wrinkled. And the water was cold, but like I was just like, keep me in the water. So, like, I remember um the only memories I have about the rain are like when we lived in Park Hill, because my bedroom was upstairs. I remember one time the rain, we must have had like a tin roof or something. It was really loud, or at least in my little brain, it was really loud. And I couldn't sleep. And then mom came upstairs and she was like, "It's God playing a lullaby for you." And for whatever reason, that worked. And ever
I
since
can
then, I
believe
loved
that. Yeah,
falling asleep to, yeah.
yeah, I
I've
can believe
loved
that.
falling asleep to the rain. I feel like I would have really liked playing in the rain, but I don't have any vivid like
So
memories.
I have two, although one was at a beach, and one was at a. So this is way back when we lived in Oshawa. So to put that in
Hmm.
perspective, folks, I was 6, she was 4 or
No, in Oshawa, no. No, no, because I did kindergarten in Park Hill, so I was younger than 6.
no,
Park Hill, I was
no,
6.
no, I was 6. You were 4 or 5, and the reason
Nope, I wasn't 5.
because in my no, no, I in grade because I did grade 1 in Oshawa. I remember that, and so
You did,
I did
but
grade
you
1
only
in
did
Oshawa.
part of a grade 1 in Oshawa, didn't you?
No, I did all of grade 1 in Oshawa. I remember that. I did all of grade 1 in
Oh
Oshawa.
no, that makes sense because then we moved for when I was in kindergarten in Park Hill.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
my grade 2. That was my grade 2. So yes, so timeline's about right. So that was about like I remember this. So this is what I remember. It wasn't a rain memory. I just remember you. I remember we used to have like a blue jacket. You had like these blue rubber boots, and you used to splash in the puddle. Like there were these
Oh,
big
that's
puddles.
fun.
I remember that when I remember that. The other water memory I have though is not quite the same thing. We went to the Pinery. This is when mom and dad would take us to the Pinery in Park Hill. I just
Hmm.
it was actually one of the times we went to the Pinery, the water was really, really wavy, like really, really wavy. Dad was doing his like dolphin dives and stuff, and I was trying to jump the waves. I still
Yeah.
remember this. The first time you went, the first time we did this, not every time, but I remember the first time you walked in, the wave knocked you on your butt. You
Yeah.
walked
No,
right.
I
You walked.
hated the waves.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, hated. Oh my word. Like I only liked even do you remember Wally World in London?
Yes.
Yeah, so I remember one of Mom's friends brought me there with their kids, and I I loved playing in the pool as soon as there was a wave pool. I was like, out, see ya, bye. Like, nope, hated the waves, but I love the water. Like even now, if I'm ever sad, like I just need to bath, go to the lake, something, water.
Yeah.
Water is my jam.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of torn, like because right now I'm just grabbing my own art stuff here as I get ready to draw and stuff. Hooray! So you like my stuff in color, huh?
Uh, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something on my computer because it's relevant to what you just shared.
Yeah. No worries.
Um, oh, that's why it's so pretty. Can't always. Oh, do you want to hear something smart? I say that to like make fun of myself, and but when other people say
I,
it, I blush. It's cool.
I've actually stolen that from you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, no. So
So
I had a
pretty.
there's a buddy of mine. His name is Will Holland. He's like uber talented creative guy, right? Very uberly talented. And sometimes I'll watch him just draw and come up with like he's got a great imagination. And I say, so remember when it comes to art, you're the good one, I'm the pretty one. And he goes to me, you can have it. Like you can right? And then we joke
That's
and
funny.
yeah, no, just I stole it from him, and I have no shame, folks. I do steal from my sister. I did that sometimes when I was younger
His
too.
little sister.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she steals from me too. She'll steal my food.
Nope, I'm perfect. Um,
Yeah.
that's not nice. Where did my share screen go? Why did it go away?
Share screen is
Oh,
the
that's
metal.
why. Uh, hello. Okay, that's not what I would need it to. I didn't want it to share that. Okay, well, we can see ourselves on it. That's fun.
Yeah,
Can you see this? Oh, did you stop my share screen? That's rude.
I did it for just a second. Yeah, there you go.
Can you see that?
Ah, yeah, it's one of my. It's actually I've used that as a profile pic. It's actually one of my favorite pictures of us.
Yeah, me too. I had to switch my email over to a different email, and this is the image that is of for you
Oh,
when
aw.
you email me. Look at how cute we are.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
you're
just
like
I
looking in the distance, and I want to kiss.
yes.
Love me, pay attention to me. That's about right.
Uh, no. Uh,
Uh,
oddly, like if you guys want to figure out our relationship as kids, honestly, it was this. She would drive me crazy and get me in trouble all the
never.
time, all the
Nope,
time.
I'm perfect.
Yeah. But I always looked out for her, whether she realized it or not. I always looked out for her. So
When we were really little, for sure.
yeah.
Um,
Well, now it kind of goes both ways, right? Now it kind of goes both ways. You look out for me too. Like honestly, I really I again one of the nicest, most pleasant surprises of my life was when I was in Snowflake and you sent me those pictures. That was one of the nicest. I never expected that. Couple for a
well,
call,
I like that's when. How did I get those pictures?
you stole them. I remember that.
Yeah, no, I was like, I'm pretty sure I did steal them legit, like, because I didn't have any pictures of my childhood at all, and I was like, you might not have any of yours either. So,
No,
and that bothered me, because it's your life, and just like it's my life, right? Like,
yeah,
it's good to have little mementos and memories and stuff, and so I made you a copy and I sent them to you.
yeah, no. I never thought I'd see them again. Like
Hmm.
honest to God, I thought they were lost because of everything that happened at the end. Um, we're not going to talk about our relationships with our mom on this episode, folks. But needless to say, the only thing I will say is most of our past is with her, and that's just where it is for the most part.
I don't know, like, don't get me wrong, I like she has the physical stuff,
No. I'm talking the
but
physical stuff. I'm talking the
I'm
physical
like,
stuff. I'm not
but that
talking
stuff
like
doesn't matter. You don't bring it
yeah,
with you,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
whatever.
no, but so first year I was back in Calgary. I remember this like
Hmm.
this was Oma. I got her. Yeah, I don't have any pictures. So I actually still have it in my storage locker. She sent me a photo album of what she had, which I thought was really like
She
that
sent
was
me that too. I actually was the one that brought it up to her first. And then
yeah.
she's like, "Oh, I'll make you one." And then I'm assuming she brought it up to you as well or something. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
because it
because
really bothered me.
I just pointed out to her, it's like, yeah, I've never seen this stuff, or I hadn't
Mhm.
seen it in so long. So every once in a while, now not for the last 2 years because of well, what's been going on, but when yeah, it was just that was the thing. It's like I saw every once in a while I look back and I see them. Now there's other things I wish I had like I could look back at, but I do. I mean, obviously you take what's important with you anyway. And I've learned that a long time ago that the really important things stick for the most part. And you never, it's not physical things. It's just the things that you take from those experiences in your life. So, but I will say it was to me a little miracle when I saw those pictures the first time. So I never
Yeah, of
thought I'd
course.
see them. Right. So,
Yeah.
yeah. It's one of those like little things. So yeah, and ever since then, I have to admit, right? I kind of feel like sometimes I feel like with you, it's like, wait, when did we reverse roles? Because you look out for me as much as you probably look out for me more now than I did with you when we were kids. And sometimes, and I was just like, I'm
Nah,
grateful.
maybe.
No, I'm grateful. I don't say this in a bad way or it's just sometimes in life, sometimes, and I've noticed this in life is sometimes the people in your life that sometimes the roles reverse every so often, and yeah, you've been there, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Hmm. So what do you? So the reason I was going to ask you about water is I am going to be when I find my book, which I think is right there. I'm going to be drawing a scene with the rain, and just because for my novel, um, there was a simple joy of jumping in puddles, right? There's a simple joy. So as the rain's falling and the puddles are getting bigger, so what's the best thing to do sometimes? Jump in and just play in the water. It's a simple joy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
that's the part, and that's going to be probably the happiest scene in the book because some of the other scenes aren't so happy, but that's going to be the happiest. I'm a little
That's
nervous.
fun.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about that because again, truly, um, oh yeah, stuff I haven't shown too much on there.
Did it say I'm sorry for your chins?
No, I'm sorry. No, sorry for your storms.
Oh,
My friend was
storms. I
going through
heard.
a really really hard time, and
Okay. Oh, I might have frozen.
yeah. So no. No. Again, I'm okay with not having like perfect answers, right? To art. The one thing about doing this has been I've learned not to worry about being good, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Define good though.
That's a beautiful thing, right? Good is a wonderful concept. One of
Yeah,
my
because
sorry, go.
all I was gonna say, because if your idea of what good is like based on like how realistic you can draw something, I would be super sad about that. But if you're, um, I would think composition would be more important than realism personally. But I also like abstract art, so that's not
That's
saying
fair.
realism isn't a talent. It definitely is, but you can have a good and realistic drawing that is compositionally pleasing, and you can have a high quality realistic drawing that is compositionally meh. So I think
Have
the
you ever
composition.
Have you ever read Stephen King?
Yep, I read
What?
Misery when I was like 14.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So one of my favorite books of all time is Wizard and Glass. It's called Wizard
Okay.
and Glass. It's a so the story starts with the main characters taking on a psychotic train in a riddle contest. Right? As absurd as that sounds, if they won, they would pass on. They would pass into they would pass into the how do I put this? They would be able to get off the train alive. But
Okay.
if they couldn't stump the train, if they could not stump the train with the riddles they were asking it,
Oh, okay.
right, the train would kill them. That was the
Oh,
whole.
that's a sad day.
Well, yeah, I know the train was mad. The train was mad. So
Okay.
but
Well,
so
clearly.
now the thing is, um, so one of the characters is kind of a clown. So he's asking these bullshit. He asked a bullshit interview, like bullshit riddle, and train got mad at him. And everybody would try to these really really high quality level riddles at it, and no matter what they people did, the train could solve them over and over again, right? So so then he had this wonderful thought while he was watching his friends fail one at a time, right? It was, wait, good is relative. Good, it can be anything really. And
Mm-hmm.
so, oh man, he's asked the worst riddles. Like some of them are like dad joke pun level bad. They're just
Okay.
terrible. And he slowly just like he killed the machine with bad jokes. Like terribly bad jokes. But they were good because they served the purpose of winning the contest, right? So it's something that kind of stuck with me was the whole idea that good is a very relative thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And because of that, I looked at that and I realized that my whole approach to what good isn't there. But there is this irrational fear about drawing for a long time. It's like, what if I'm not good? And then I embraced it very differently. So what if I'm not good? It doesn't matter, right? The important thing is that I do it, and in the process of doing it, I'm getting good. It gets rid of a lot of the um, like self doubt, because what happens is now I'm treating it like more like a a just it. I'm just gonna have fun. I'm not gonna worry about what if it looks good or bad, right? All I'm going to worry about is doing the best I can, right? And sometimes it'll work out great. Sometimes I'm sure it'll suck, because these things always do kind of go that way, right? But it doesn't matter. The important thing is that I do it. The rest will take care of itself.
Can I like be the devil's advocate even deeper? I wouldn't say it's important that you do it. I would say it's important that you enjoy it. Because I do
Yeah.
dishes and I don't enjoy. I mean, I guess I have to do dishes because I
Yeah,
like
you
eating.
you
But
can.
um, if I played baseball,
Mhm.
uh, I would not enjoy it, and I wouldn't find. I just would find it to be a waste of time because I don't enjoy it. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
like, if you draw and you enjoy it,
Yeah.
uh, I feel like that is the reward in itself, and the bonus is if what you draw is something you're happy with. Is my screen still frozen for you?
No, it's not frozen for me at all.
Oh, weird. On my screen, it's totally
It's
frozen.
the web. So what happens is web connections, right?
Oh,
There's web.
yeah, yeah. It's only been frozen since like I shared my screen, so I'm wondering if there's like a glitch because of that. But as long as it's not frozen for you, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's all
So,
good. But yeah.
mhm.
So I've stopped like I stopped when I stopped worrying about that. I was able to produce more work. And if you produce more work, you're going to get better at it anyway. You know what I mean? This is kind of by
Yeah.
default. Default default is a wonderful thing, right? It's like default. I'm going to get better at this. Why? Because you know, all right, I'm doing it, and that's it. I'm not now. Am I going to be at, say, your level anytime soon of skill and detail? Probably not. And that's fine. I don't need to be there right now. I just need to be able to do
Can
my
I
thing.
also interject? I'll tell you why later. Uh, I'm I'm being a bit of a punk this episode, and I'll tell you
Mm,
why in a bit. You'll
okay.
see when we do the drawing reveal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, no worries.
which I'm
No,
actually like a little bit excited for now. As you were starting to draw, I was like, "Oh, I got a really good idea." And
Okay.
it's really hard for me. I'm bringing it up because as I'm drawing, I'm giggling and in my head, and it like comes out of my face sometimes. So
Hmm.
now everyone knows why I'm giggling. It's because I'm an asshole. Um,
Yes. Well, you might be an asshole, but you're my asshole. I love you anyway.
well, thank you. That's the nicest thing you've said all day.
See, you can tell you really love somebody. You love somebody because when you can actually poke fun at them, and they can deal with it. You know, and it's one of those like really, really. It's one of those things I've learned. It's really, really good natured about stuff. Is just you do the things you're supposed to do, and yeah, all that stuff is fun. Wow, I'm getting popular. Metal bands are sharing my streams now. It's kind of fun.
Oh, that's super, super fun.
Yeah, I've been interviewing more metal bands the last little bit, and it's been fun. It's been fun to do.
Pick an animal that fits in your hand.
Hmm. We'll go with a dove. Screw it. I'll have some
Oh,
fun.
interesting. Okay.
We'll go with a dove.
That's a little bit bigger than what I was hoping for. Can you go
Oh,
a
you
little
want
bit
something a
small?
little smaller? Because I can go
Yeah,
something small if you want.
yeah.
We'll go with a chipmunk.
Okay, that's fun.
Here we go. We'll go with chipmunk. No, I'm having. No, like I said, it's been good. It's improved my novel writing a lot too. Believe it or
Drawing
not.
has?
Yep.
How?
It gives me different ways of looking at telling a story. It's story like what we're doing at the end of the day, no matter what. Art is essentially two things. If you're making a living at it, art is customer service and storytelling. That's all it is. Now, if you're not making a living at it, art is storytelling of some kind. Anyway, so what happens is so now that I'm drawing, I see a different way of telling a story that I never considered before. Right? Something I wouldn't have been able to understand or look at. So now, when I look at my writing, I was like, okay, these tools I've gotten from you know from drawing, how can I use them to tell better stories? And I've been working on it. So, because pictures can do things words cannot, and words can do things pictures cannot. Pictures cannot, right? So you learn about those things, and you kind of roll with it. So
This is the cutest chipmunk I've ever drawn in my life.
uh
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
uh I'm curious and frightened at the same time what you're working on. So I'm sure we'll see that at the end of the episode here.
I'm such an asshole. That's okay though. Is your character a boy or a girl?
Girl,
Okay.
I'm actually basing it off of a real person to some degree. So, and although my style does not necessarily reflect the person's final look at all, because there's a lot more to this look than again. I definitely like from an anatomy standpoint have a long way to go, but I do expression okay, I think. So, you know, you get the story of what my characters are doing anyway, and that's important to me. This is my first attempt at this. I'm probably going to do a second one too, because as a concept, this is interesting. I'm not sure this is quite right. And again, anatomy isn't quite where I want it to be either. But again, details that come later. Important thing is to get it down. The rest will work itself out.
Well, some people call those initial sketches or designing, and then the other one could be your like real drawing.
Yeah,
I'm just too lazy to do that, so I do my first one as my real drawing.
that's all good.
Hmm.
This is the rough idea. I think this is. I don't think I quite got this nailed down yet by any stretch of the imagination. The legs definitely
Uh,
need some work, but the idea of
so I actually really like it because it's so quirky and
yes,
so like, yeah, that's fun.
yeah,
What if like instead of her jumping, because right now, like the way her legs are and the
yeah.
way she's positioned, can you hold it up again? I'm not done criticizing your work.
Oh,
Um,
this will be good.
um, so two things. Right now it looks like her legs are dragging in the water. So she
Yeah,
needs to be either higher up if she's jumping, so she's not looking like she's touching the water, which also looks like a watermelon, by the way. Or have her legs straight because she's jumping in the water and then do splashes.
yeah. That works. That works. I can
Because
totally
if
do
you're
that.
doing that, her position is perfect. She just needs to have straight legs because now they're just dragging and there's no
Yeah.
splashing.
No,
And the
no
fun
worries.
of
But
splashing in the rain is the splashing.
yeah,
Otherwise, you're not
yeah.
splashing in the rain, you're just in the rain.
You're just in the rain. Okay,
Hmm.
gotcha. By the way,
Philosophical thoughts with
we
Rae.
call the first sketch. This is what I call it. Like it's not quite a thumbnail, but yeah, it's the basic concept of a sketch. So
Yeah, that's not a thumbnail. That's too detailed to be a thumbnail.
yeah, yes. No, I'm just it's one of those things where I look at it and work at it and go, okay, this might work. This might work wonderfully well, right? And yeah, so but yes, this is. I'll take quirky and watermelon puddle any day of the week. That's cool.
I like the watermelon puddle. Do you not see a watermelon in it?
I could see the no. I see where you got it though. I totally see where you
Yeah.
got it. There's a little yeah because the watermelons have like these little imprints and ingrams like very similar. But it's like water is like the depth of water. I'm still not again. I got a long way to go.
Water's hard.
Yeah,
Like, so hard that I don't do it. If I want to
yeah.
do something with water, I use a camera.
Yeah, water's hard. So I could totally see where
Hmm.
you call it the watermelon thing for sure. Right, right. It's
How
yeah.
old is the girl in your story?
She's going to be somewhere like her early 20s, something like that.
Oh, so she's not a girl, she's a woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eh. 20 is a weird age looking back on it. Now this is where you can tell I have gotten old. It's like you're at that kind of transition point between like young person and adult. You're still figuring out what that looks like in a lot of ways. So,
I still think that's a woman.
uh, mhm.
For all you 20-year-olds out there, I got you.
You got you. You totally do.
Don't
That's
listen
right.
to him. National
That,
Women's Day apparently was yesterday, and it doesn't matter today.
oh, I totally have her. Honestly,
I'm
like legit.
kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
Uh,
honestly, I'll tell you like the honest thing. The majority of the people I've worked with successfully in my creative career have been women. Like the majority.
oh,
Which
I didn't actually ever think that you would. Out of all the people in the world, you'd be the last person to ever like diss a woman for being a woman. I wouldn't ever anticipate that at all. I'm just being a punk. Um,
yeah. Well, I've definitely made my fair share of mistakes with women for sure. But yes, I don't. I tend not to now. You know, but I think everybody that kind of is looking at this as a concept like that. Okay, so make it like that. It's gonna look kind of misty. Okay. I'm gonna do another version of this, but this is just to get the idea of the effect of a splash, how to make it kind of work. Yeah. Right now, what still kicks my butt when I draw Lego figures still kick my butt when I draw them. They're also surprisingly
that's
hard.
so funny to me because, well, I guess it's perspective. Is it the square perspective that throws you off?
No, it's
Because
the
squares are
face.
easy.
No, it's the face. Because the rest of it is fine because it's a basic shape. But the
Yeah.
face, with something that iconic, the face has to be exactly right, or it I don't care what you do, it doesn't look like Lego. It just doesn't, right?
So when you draw it, do you draw like a circle on top, and then you just do this, and then a circle underneath, and then you can do the same thing for the piece that's on top?
No, the pieces are fine. It's not the
Oop.
pieces. It's not the
No, no,
piece.
this is the face.
I can't see, huh? Go closer.
Really rough. But
Yeah.
like you just do a oh, I can't do it that way. I'm sorry. So you just would do like a circle on top, like a long oval,
Hmm.
okay? And then you basically just do a square, and then
Hmm.
you round the bottom, and you try to get this round line to match this round line. Because the closer those match, the more it'll actually look
Okay.
like.
Yeah.
And then you can do the same thing up top. And then you got the little, because I think they have one up top too for the hats and stuff,
Yes, they
right?
do. They do. They do.
And
Yes.
then it's just an oval, and a happy face. Or if Josh draws you, because it's Josh drawing you, and you're like, oh, that doesn't look like me. You're like, me, okay, cool.
Actually, so see that little line? See that little line right there? That actually is how I figured out Dr. Seuss's The Grinch. Can't see what she wrote. I am pretty. Lego lesson live on this drink and draw today, ladies and gentlemen.
Now I'm going back to my picture. But that's it. It's honestly it's simple shapes still. It's just
Yeah,
the angle of them is a bit different, that's all.
yeah. It's something it's just something I realized the first time I tried. It's like this doesn't look hard. What I realized about drawing is if you don't fully understand the shape you're drawing, you can't do it well.
Mm, but I think everything can be broken down into squares and triangles
No,
and
no, no.
circles.
I agree, but sometimes you don't like. For example, hands,
Yeah,
hand,
a hand is a
a square,
square
and a
and
bunch
a
of
bunch of
rectangles,
ovals.
or
Well,
rectangles
ovals.
even, right?
Sausages.
Yeah, yeah. So
Sausage
the first time I ever did
And hands
hands.
are hard. Hands are like
Actually,
stupid.
yeah.
Everyone wears mitts in my pictures.
I've actually see I had someone show me like they imagine rectangles in a square and you can do hands. I'm like, I never saw that like that. And that's the thing about drawing is yes, you can break everything down into really basic shapes, but sometimes you just don't see the details of all the shapes when you look at something. So when you don't see all the details, you can't do it because it's not it's not this, it's how your
Not
mind.
with that attitude, young man. I'm kidding. You can't do it. You're a loser. You're never going to draw.
See, my sister.
Drawing lessons with Josh. That's why you don't listen to his drawing lessons.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You suck. You suck. How dare you? Excuse me while I go cry. Right. But yeah, it's one of those things where the other thing and this is the other thing I've been okay with is I threw out the concept of perfection in all art. Right? Because I realized something very, very profound about most art, and that is this: it's the imperfections that make the art so awesome, not the perfections. Right? So when I understood that, I thought, okay, this is cool. I think I figured out a really fun way of doing this. We'll see if I got it to work. We'll see. We will see when this is all said and done. But yes,
Oh no.
I'm scared now. I'm scared,
No,
folks.
it's that was I really want to show the camera because I think it's enjoyable, but it wouldn't make sense unless I broke the surprise. So I'm
Okay.
just going to fix my mistake. I made a mistake and it was really funny.
Okay. Yeah, and this one I'm actually going to color and stuff like that too. Do, 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 do.
Wow.
I'm scared. I'm a little scared, not going to lie.
I wouldn't be scared. I'm honestly, legitly just being an asshole.
Yeah. I love you too. A little higher up, I think. I'm gonna go.
You're putting her hair up?
No, I'm.
Oh, like it's going up.
Yeah, I'm making her go a little higher in the picture because I wanna. I'm going to take your advice at least a little bit.
It's good advice. You should take it.
Huh? See this is why compliments work so well on you.
Well, it's funny because like I joke about it, but I'm not actually serious. And then when the compliments are real, I get really awkward.
Look, I am definitely not the person. I am sure you've had your fair share of suitors come up to you and go, "You're cute." I am almost certain of this, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, so.
Oh no.
This is. This might be the most complex piece I've ever tried to do. Even more complex than the unicorn playing pool with the dog playing poker. That was hard, but in its own ways.
Fair.
Yeah. Original stuff is more fun, but yeah, I'm still learning. I have an awful lot to learn, and I see it in my stuff. Yeah. I think that is a healthy place to be in the journey. So.
I feel
But
like
what do I
that's a
know?
healthy place to be no matter how far in the journey you are.
Yep.
I got my first bad mark in school.
So listen. So after you screamed in denial for a little bit, how'd you take it?
Actually, I didn't scream in denial. I it was one of those moments where I actually messaged the teacher. I was like, I don't understand why I got this mark. Because we get a brief um before every project, and the brief has like it's like as if I sat down with a client and the brief is the conversation, like this is the company, this is what they do, and this is what they're looking for, and this is what you have to create. And I was supposed to do a specific style in Illustrator, which apparently I didn't do it well, and I don't understand why still. So that is a bit of a puzzle to me, but that's okay.
Mhm.
I'm embracing where I'm at. But her other marks, like that I got docked off, I didn't understand it at all. And basically, what she said was that it wasn't creative enough, which
Interesting.
makes me giggle because I drew a skeleton dude playing an acoustic guitar on a floating guitar pick in a lake of root beer with a giant straw. So when he was in between songs, he could just take his straw, dip it in the root beer, have a drink, talk to the shark that's swimming by, and listening to the concert in the underwater vibrations. Um, yeah. And I was like, I thought that was pretty creative. But I think what she was wanting, on top of the wackiness of the story, was a lot more details or something. I still actually don't know what was completely wrong, and that's okay. What I liked about it was my thought process and my conclusions were more so to just stick with believing in the work that I did and not caring about what other people think per se. I mean, obviously, if she was a real client, it'd be a problem, but appreciating what I've done and just holding on to that more than someone else's approval of the work that I've done. And I was more happy about that than if I got an A. So I was like, oh, I can do, which I think is a really hard thing. Maybe not for everyone, but definitely for me, because you want to get good grades normally when you're in school and people to like your stuff. And I'm like, okay, you clearly didn't like it for whatever reason. I still don't understand, and that's okay. But there's a part of me that's now it's my life mission to make this thing famous. Because I think that'd be really funny.
It would be.
I just need to figure out, maybe I'll just make a children's book and that'll be one of the pages in it.
Why not? Or sell it as a print right now and make some money out of it.
Yeah, if anyone wants a root beer just a root beer lake portrait, let me know. It's super cute. I'll find it on my phone.
Yeah.
I've learned that I do cute things.
Yes, you do.
I'm only kind of okay with it, but that's okay.
Why are you only kind of okay with it?
I don't know. Cute is fun for sure. There he is. See how cute he is?
Aw, that is very cute.
Yeah. His nose is an upside down heart. Not intentional.
You should be legitimately going to do Lego, as a company, because that's totally a Lego skull.
I would love to work at Lego. Lego, hire me.
Yes.
My resume is
just show them that. They'll be interested.
Yeah, anyways. So I got my first bad mark. And that's okay. I'm okay to disagree, or to agree to disagree. And she was actually really kind and totally pulled me aside and helped tried to help me see her perspective and why I got such a bad mark. I just didn't walk away with understanding, so it made it a little bit difficult for me, but that's okay.
See, I'm really tempted to go. It's because wait, I'm not awesome, but I'm always awesome. Who are you to tell me I'm not awesome?
I don't think I think she would have been it's not because you're not awesome. It's just this didn't match the brief to the full. And I'm like, but how did it not? It's okay.
Sure did, because I'm awesome. Or something.
Yeah. Okay. Because I said so.
That's right.
Does that not work again in this situation?
It sometimes does. Sometimes does. I am going to try to color this bad boy, at least for now, because I don't know if it's good, but I definitely had some fun with this.
Do you like your second composition better?
It's better, but like I said, it's just like I said, I don't. It's one of those weird little things I just realized about myself is, well, first off, I learned how to actually do white hair, which is something I'm really like. I had a colorist on the show not too long ago, and they explained how to actually do white without actually doing white. I'm like, oh, thanks. That's actually amazing. Thank you for showing me this. Right? Because I didn't know up until this point.
That's fun.
Yeah, so I learned something on that episode of that Drink and Draw, but and sometimes it does come down to how you shape something, truthfully. Sometimes.
Yeah, that for sure.
But it's one of those little moments. But it took me a while to figure all this stuff out. It's like, okay, hey, I'm learning something. No, all you can do at the end of the day, and it's something I've come to peace with, is whatever it is you can do. It doesn't have to be very much at sometimes either. But But whatever I do, the objective isn't necessarily to get it right. Sometimes just doing the best I can. Ironically, the one piece of advice I got from dad as a kid is the one that stuck with me the most. All you can do at the end of the day is your best. The rest doesn't really matter. And if you did your best, there's really nothing anyone can tell you. You did your best, right?
They can tell you did your best.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Do you
he
show
doesn't think I'm funny.
Can you show up? Can you show
No,
up?
that's a good piece of advice to follow for sure.
Yeah.
It relieves a lot of pressure, I think, and it allows you to actually enjoy the process more and the outcome, and less pressure on the outcome, which is always nice.
Yep. Well, we make our biggest mistakes when we put all faith in the outcome. That's what I've learned. I've learned in the last little bit. It's like that's when we can cause the most harm to ourselves and to each other. So when I realized that, it's like, okay, so I'm gonna try not to hold my faith in any particular outcome. You know, I can hope for that outcome. That's a different thing altogether. But I don't necessarily put my faith in said outcome. You know what I mean? So, and it's less psychological damage to myself and other people when I go with that approach.
Well, it's the better approach then.
Yeah.
I hear psychological damage sucks.
Yes. Well, because you become so invested in an outcome, you become so invested that you see nothing else. And when you see nothing else, that's when things get dangerous, because trying to convince you that you're wrong, I mean, is fruitless sometimes. Like if you believe it that this is what's going to happen no matter what, there's nothing I can say to you, right? I can even show you the truth at that point, and it's like you may not believe me. Doesn't matter.
That's true.
Right? So detaching myself from outcomes has actually been one of the smartest pieces of advice I've learned from I think one of the smartest things I've learned from this pandemic is I don't worry about the outcome so much anymore. And because I don't worry about the outcome quite so much anymore, it's like if it doesn't go according to plan, my feelings aren't hurt. I'm not going to blame somebody else for the plan failing. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be like, well, the plan failed. Shit. I got to do something else. Okay. And I'm very good with that, actually. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
But I don't think if you're able to like finagle it to go in a different direction, do you really call it failure? Because I feel like in some ways that's more of a success.
No, I agree with that, but that's why I think it's so important to be detached from the outcome. Because if you're not, look, I got my first publishing deal came from an unexpected outcome. I did not plan for that to happen. It just did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I had been so gung ho on my way of doing things, I would have missed the opportunity. But what I got was way better than what I hoped for, right? So, yeah, I thought, in all honesty, it's like, hey, I did a much better job with it going this way than I ever could have on my own. So it's like, shit, I'm not gonna complain about this at all, because why would I?
No.
It worked out, right? Why would I? It worked out better than I could have imagined. But if I'd been so in love with that outcome, maybe I would have resisted it. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's true.
Right. So, no, because I have no attachment to an outcome. Well, I don't consider a result of failure. At the start of this conversation, we just talked about me walking away from my immigration show. I can look at that as a terrible outcome. And right this minute, it still kind of sucks. But at the same time, I accomplished a lot with the show. I'm proud of what I did. And it's going to open doors for me to do new things. I've gone down a different path. And now I got a big resume piece to go with it. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, totally.
Right. So And now if I was in love with that, I wanted to stay with the show no matter what, I'd be fighting a lot harder to stay on the show, and it would have been to no avail. Right. Instead, now I'm just like I'm finishing up my contract, and I'm looking forward to whatever is next. Because that is the right attitude at this point. In one sense, I wish my contract was already up. I think I would feel even more relief than what I do right now. Because
Right.
it's done. But I got another week. It is what it is, and I'm going to do what I can, the best I can with what I got, and that's it. And then I'm gonna keep looking for something else and trying to get other things to work out and stuff like that. And if it does, great. And if it doesn't, that's great too. I'm not like I want it to really work out because I have to move my ass on some things, which might actually motivate it to work out even better. But
Sure.
right. But where I'm at personally right now, it's like, well, you know what? It doesn't have to be how I imagined it. It's not how I imagined it to be. But I'm also open to the possibility that better things are just around the corner. You
Oh,
know?
totally. A
Yeah.
better fit, a better match. Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
Life has a way of like clearing things up for us.
Yes. So that's why I'm not really panicky. Okay. So you want to see attempt number 2?
Yep.
Okay. So.
Yay, that's so much more fun.
Yeah.
I like the rain. Hold it closer, do you mind?
No problem.
That's super fun. Is she wearing heels
Yes.
in the rain?
Why not?
Because women would never do that. Women's a good pair of shoes. Can I show you mine?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's like
First off, am I right-handed or left-handed?
I believe you're right-handed.
I drew this with my left hand.
Nice. Yes.
I wanted to do a fun comparison. Yeah.
You did it again.
Yeah.
You just
That's
can't
what I'm
help
gonna.
yourself. I've noticed that
No.
about you with me. You just can't help yourself.
I was like, well, if he's doing someone jumping in the rain, so will I, and I'll do it with my left hand, and we'll see who can do it better.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't feel that bad about it.
I know.
Also,
I know.
yeah, and also the other thing too. I mean, I just look at it like this. I just look at where I was a year ago and where I am now. I've come a
Well,
long
and
way.
really, you shouldn't be comparing yourself to anyone except for yourself, like you just did.
Yeah.
So I just am a brat, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this with my wrong hand. That's the
And,
second picture I've ever done with my left hand.
listen. Here's the thing. Okay, this is me though. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm going to beat you releasing an illustrated book.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I never. But the thing is, if you were to tell me that like 5 years ago, I would not have taken that bet at all. Like I figured whatever you like illustration or art things you would have chosen to do, right? If you ever like you mentioned that children's book concept, right? Just even in jest. See, that would have been my bet. Like my bet is like, who's gonna release the illustrated pop-up book first? You or me? And I would have been like, it's totally gonna be her. First off, her pop-ups would be way more fun than mine. Look at your Lego. Your Lego was awesome earlier, right? You do a fun pop-up book. But I and again, no slight goals, like, but it's like now I'm literally like this, although this is I'm gonna make a black and white version of this for the purposes of the story. Yeah, this kind of style is going to fit my first illustrated graphic novel release, and that's something I never thought I'd say in a million years. And
It's
just
still
like,
super fun though.
yeah, yeah,
Going back to my picture for a second, if you
yeah.
look in her pocket, do you see the chipmunk?
Oh, okay. That's why you
Isn't he
wanted a chipmunk.
cute?
Okay, that's an interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
I wanted her to have a friend.
it's okay. There's nothing wrong with having a friend. There's nothing wrong with
And
that
it's
at
the
all.
cutest chipmunk I'll ever draw in my life. Right there. You guys
Yeah.
all witnessed it.
It would have been even more fun though, looking at that. If the chipmunk was like she had a little hat and the chipmunk was jumping with her in the rain.
I was going to put the hat on the chipmunk, but I chose not to. And I
Okay.
was going to do a hat, but I wanted to do crazy hair instead.
Okay.
And then I was going to have the hat falling off her head, but I already had too much hair, and then like erasing it, there would have been too much like texture and whatnot underneath the hat, and I didn't like that idea either. So it's like she's irresponsible and she's just jumping in the rain with no hat, with her pet chipmunk, having a good old day.
Nothing wrong with that. What's the chipmunk's name?
Oh geez. We'll call him Jimmy.
Jimmy? Okay, Jimmy the
Mhm.
chipmunk. So one day she's feeling sad, and Jimmy the chipmunk. Of course, mine was in heels, jumping in the rain because just absurd.
You've clearly never worn high heels
No,
because.
you know what? I don't ever want to. That is one of those things. I'm going to
All
say
right.
that.
So, the next time that you do bets with people, whoever's listening to this, when Josh loses, he has to wear high heels. No tutus, just heels. Just walk 10 steps, consecutive steps without falling.
Oh,
Although finding heels big enough for your feet would be difficult.
no,
Possible,
no, no.
I'm sure.
Heels for my feet would be extremely difficult. I'm like a size 12.
No, I know that would be a size 13 in women's. It does exist.
Yeah, that'd be
Mhm.
extremely, extremely. I'm sure they
I
do.
would find pleasure. eBay. eBay. And they can't be just heels, they have to be stilettos. Do
Why
you know
do
what
you
I mean
keep?
by stilettos?
Yeah, I've seen stilettos. They look painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look
Size
painful.
13.
Oh, good God, she's finding them right now. Good God.
Heels. Oh yeah, they exist. Oh, those are two. Yes!
Oh, fuck.
Okay, I found the shoes.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. They're only $100 from China. Oh, they even have wide. That's good. That'll be better for you. Okay.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
these ones are only $30 plus $81 shipping from Australia. Let me show you what I'm finding.
I'm terrified. Just a little terrified.
Oh yeah, no, these are like I already like.
I'm a little scared. I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going
Can
to
you
show
guys see
this to
this?
you. Holy fuck.
See those gems?
Which ones? The red ones? The black ones? Which ones do you want? Oh, good Lord. Why?
Yeah.
Why
10
would you do?
steps. It's all you would have to do is 10 steps without
Uh,
falling. 10 consecutive steps without falling. Or like, I mean, we could be a little bit, those would be actually really hard to walk in, like stupid hard. Oh, you could be Cinderella.
oh, good
They're
God.
legit transparent. Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, good God.
The platforms, I wouldn't do that to you. That's really mean. There you go, some nice stilettos there. Size 13. It's possible. You dream it. eBay can find it. Yeah.
God,
I mean, these ones are way too easy. You'd be able to
yeah,
walk in
that was
those no problem.
I like those. I feel although still would hurt me because I'm not used to them, right? I feel
It's
comfortable.
only because you're cramming your foot into like it's the toes. The toes will get you.
Mm-hmm,
Um, especially because I'm assuming your feet are wider than
mm-hmm.
not, but yeah, some snake skin. Oh, there's options. Ooh,
Oh,
sparkly.
good.
Those are too much of a platform. Oh, you can even have elegant pearls. That's nice. Yep.
Oh my God. You're gonna
Whoever your betting
so
friends
so
are.
so you're gonna get someone like Neil or Tim to make me a bet
Okay.
that
Well, now
yeah.
I know who to ask because I'm like I wouldn't have known. You just told me.
You'd have found a way. I'm almost certain you'd have found a
No,
way.
I was just gonna leave it out there for like if anyone was listening that has bet you in the past tutus and whatnot.
I still
Heels.
have. If I ever win another award, I almost won. I got nominated for an award for Alice last year. So if I had
Oh, very
won,
cool.
yeah, I would have. If I had won that, it would have been tutu time. It would have been like, okay, I go find a tutu. I'm back in Calgary, so it's actually easier to find a tutu. Don't ask how I know that. I just was one of those. There's a lot more theater stuff in Calgary than maybe anywhere but Toronto or Montreal. So it's just like, okay.
London has a really good thriving theater scene.
Yeah, no. It's not just theater. There's fact there's so many movies are made here now. There's a lot more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot more. Like Vancouver is decent but pricey as fuck. But yeah, Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver,
All I
Calgary's.
have to do is wait for Halloween. No, seriously.
Yeah, no, I believe you. I just now have an image of me in a tutu and heels at the same time. Thinking of like,
The heels are enough. You don't need both.
yeah. Are you kidding? I mentioned the tutu thing in the past. It would be both, sis. Don't kid yourself. They would ensure that. Then it'd be on, and then I'd have a
Just
YouTube
think.
video for like the rest of my life haunting me somewhere. It's like,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
yeah. Yeah. Anyways, just thoughts. That's all I have are
it's
just thoughts.
it's
Thoughts and
it.
ideas.
Hmm. So
And a
so
chipmunk name. What did we name him? Sammy? No.
Jimmy,
Jimmy.
it was Jimmy.
Jimmy. I'm starting to
Yeah.
get tired.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I basically just finished this, so well, I'll let you crash real soon. However, before we go, you know what we're gonna do for like the audio version of this episode is that we're gonna have both these pictures in the same image side by side, so people can look at our. That's right there, right? And
We'll
she's
make
terrific.
Jimmy famous.
Make Jimmy famous. That'll be a hashtag. That will be the hashtag for the episode. Make Jimmy, right? Make Jimmy the Chipmunk famous, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah,
Hmm. The
but
left-handed chipmunk.
so you got one more crazy month basically. Like this is the last crazy month, and then it gets easier for you.
Work schedule gets easier. School schedule, I found out this morning. Uh, School schedule, apparently next term is the hardest one, and then term 4 gets easier. So we'll see how that goes. I'm glad that the teacher said that because I know not to like pick up any supplemental flying or anything for next term, like next month right away. We get our schedules on the 20th. So I mean, not for a bit, but still. And usually what I like to do is like pick up like some shift or two just to have a little bit of extra cash just in case. But I might hold off until I know what the workload is like.
No, it's
So,
all good. It's all good. I
can I correct something that I said that is bothering
sure
me that
you
I worded it the way I worded it?
sure.
Way in the beginning of the podcast, and I don't know why it like fully came to my head now when we were talking about trauma and I said it was healable. I just meant that there are things you can do to make your life better and easier and not like taking away or detracting from someone's pain or what they've gone through. Because that is not my intent ever. And I would never want someone to think that it's as easy as whatever I made it sound like. And so I apologize for that
I
because I don't want that. I don't
one
want
of
it
the
to come
things
across
I'm
that
very
way.
careful with, even though I can make quote unquote some words of wisdom and help people out. I recognize anything I say is simple, but it
Hmm.
isn't easy, right? And simple and easy aren't the same things. Easy is the easiest thing in the world always is to do nothing. It takes work to get better. It takes work to grow. It takes work to change. It takes work to do anything in this life. Healing from trauma is never easy.
But
It's a lot of work. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes
Well,
the
that's what I'm saying is like I
yeah.
made it sound like you could just like, and it's
Yeah,
done.
no,
And like
I get
I
that.
don't want that to come across, and I want to apologize if that is what came across to
No,
anyone
that,
because
that that's totally no, it's
that's
totally
not who
fair.
I am.
But I'm just throwing out like is sometimes you can say something and you're not meaning that it's. I guess what I'm saying is to base back up what you're saying. Even though it is possible to heal a lot of things, none of it is easy, and it takes a lot, and it takes work, right? Physical, mental, whatever the situation is, and even then, sometimes again, there's some things you don't, and that's okay too.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. I
yeah,
think that's what I really wanted to emphasize.
yeah, and that's it. And I'm just backing up what you're saying. Now that said, I will give when I give advice sometimes on the show, I make it sound simple, not, but I never mean that it's easy or that the answers are obvious or any of that stuff. It's just like there is like sometimes it's just that your intentions are not to demean somebody's suffering, and that's and that's it, and then that's all we're going to say on that. Good luck on your remaining part of this semester. Good luck on the next
Thank
semester.
you.
It sounds to me like you're going to go through a mile high burnout. What I was going to ask is if you would be willing, not your third semester, because it sounds to me like that's the one you're going to die in, just a little bit. All
Oh,
right?
thanks. That's so
Yeah,
encouraging. You're gonna die next term.
yeah,
Yay.
yeah. That's what you get for drawing. That's what you get for drawing something left-handed better than I can do. But you are not serious. It's going to be very busy next semester. So I would ask you to come back sooner, but I don't know if that's actually feasible. So, but maybe during your fourth semester when you're in your last leg of this, I'd love you to come back and we can draw some more. And maybe who knows at that point, maybe at that point, be like, so sis, I'll show you my actual graphic novel all finished and stuff like that, and be like, would you? And then if I haven't sent it to you by that point, I'll be like, I'll be like, this is what I'm gonna send you. Hey, cool.
That's
Right?
fun.
Yeah. Does that sound like a
Hmm.
plan?
Sounds wonderful.
All right. So let's do the wonderful plugs for stuff, and that is this. Tell people where they can find you, and so
Mm,
I
right
can.
now, I'm in my living room. I'm kidding. Uh, Same places. I have an Instagram page for my graphic design. Uh, I'll just put a link. It's like I'll just get Josh to link it because I kind of played with the word graphic, so it has my name in it.
Yeah, hold on a second here. I'll get it because I have a few different. She has a few of them. She has two Instagram pages. Do you want to just focus on the
I have
one,
three, but who's counting? I have one for my graphic art.
which is this one?
That's my photography one.
That's your photography one. Okay.
Yeah, that's my film photography, which I haven't updated. I'm a bad person. Um, but I do like that one a lot. That one is a lot of fun.
So,
It's
spell your other one.
I'm just making sure I spell it correctly. G like Graham, Raephic.
Oh, I see it. There we
And
go. I found
yeah,
it.
that's for my graphic design,
Great. Great.
which I only had like 10 posts on it and then it got hacked. So now Instagram makes it so anyone that wants to follow me, yeah, has to do it, get approval first, which is so silly. So I'm gonna try to get rid of that. I changed the password. I think I'd be fine, but yeah.
It's not 1 2 3 4, is it?
Oh shit! Why did you
Yeah.
announce it again?
Did it again, sis.
Actually, it's Josh sucks at cards. 111, because you always need numbers.
uh, that is yes.
Truth. Um,
That's so true. There's very little
there's no
physical.
evidence of you ever winning, but there's all the evidence of me winning. It's weird.
It's weird. It's almost like someone like deliberately sabotage. I mean, uh, you know,
Jimmy,
blame
leave it
Jimmy.
at home.
Yeah, Jimmy was eating card scores for a snack some one night. I can tell.
If you're hungry, you're hungry. What are you gonna do?
I know. They always seem to be
Or
the ones where I'm doing good, though. It's a
prove
weird
it.
coincidence.
Prove it.
Uh-huh. All right, folks. So first is my newsletter. I call it the laziest newsletter in the world. It's just a sign up thing. Basically, if you want some inspirational stuff, some drawings, I might throw some stuff out there. Every once in a while, I'll throw a serious article here and there, like I did on Wednesday. My title was Brandon Sanderson in Disneyland, which may not sound serious, but actually is a really good look at art as a business, which is what I did there. So you can subscribe and hit that. My latest book release is Alice 1. Alice in Wonderland is Greek mythology. Alice is Pandora. Alice chases the Queen of Hearts over the edge of the world and ends up in the Greek underworld, where to escape she must play Jason of the Argonauts a game of croquet. In this story, Alice and company face gods, monsters, and perhaps the most terrifying thing of all, themselves. It's a poem written by yours truly, illustrated by Kenzie Carr. It is available now. And that will do it for today's episode of Just Joshing. I have another drink and draw tomorrow with the great Shawnee O. That'll be wonderful and fun. For everybody watching, everybody listening, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This is my sister. Yes, she picks on me like this all the time. It's just,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, sis. Everybody out
Of
there,
course.
have yourself a good day.